Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara. I have been on a makeup no-buy for a long time. This current one has been since the beginning of 2024, but I was on no-buys and low-buys prior to that as well, and all of this has been in an effort to really curate down and minimize my collection, because I want to one day get to a point where I love all of the products in my collection and I'm reaching for them all organically, and I am organically panning stuff. But we're not quite there yet. It's been a long journey. And at the moment, what I found works best for me is to assign products to pan. So things to work on and try to finish. Sometimes these are things that I would use otherwise and will get used up, and it's just sort of satisfying to have them in my project pan because I can see the measurable use that is happening. And other times these are products that I just find it a little bit more difficult to reach for them. They're not my favorites, or I haven't yet found out a way to make them work, and so I need to tell myself, sort of force myself to use them by putting them in a project. And inevitably what happens is I end up liking these items more, or I find ways to make them work. For example, lipsticks that I don't like, I end up using as blushes and really loving them. That kind of thing. So I have similar series on my channel, such as my Project Pan, Lipstick Project Pan, Graveyard Project Pan, things like that. But this particular project is my Plan to Pan series. So the way that this differs from my regular Project Pan series is that is a rolling project. So when I finish an item, I bring something new in because I always want to have around 10 items in that project. And with all of these items, I would love to finish them as soon as possible. You know, by the end of the year would be great. But it's not like a specific end goal that I have. Usually in each video, I'm like, I'm hoping to finish this by the next update or by 2 updates or whatever it is. Whereas what differentiates this project is that I choose a particular set of items. In the past few years, it's been more than 20. I think in 2022, I was trying to pan 22 products. In 2023, I was trying to pan 23 products. But this year, I wanted to go a little bit more realistic, and so I have only selected 15 products to try to pan, because last year, that was the actual number that I was able to finish, and I would ideally like to actually finish all of them. I don't want it to just be this goal that's not realistic at all. I want everything to be gone by the end of the year. So there's a hard deadline on these products, and when I do finish something, I'm not rolling something new in its place. That it's just done. So if I started with 15 and then I finished 2, now my number is 13. I'm not working it back up to 15. Hopefully that makes sense. I will link my Project Pan series here if you would like to check that out as well. It's similar, but just slightly different, as I say. With this series, I did the introduction video, I think it was at the end of 2023, where I talked about the products that I was using in this Plan to Pan series, and this is actually the first update. So I'm filming this, it's like mid to end of May already, and this is the first update, which is not ideal. I really should have filmed this in probably March or April, because I just counted up all the products that I finished so far this year, and I finished 8. There's 15 products in total. I've already finished more than half of the products, and I haven't even done an update yet. So this is a message to myself for future years. Either do more frequent updates or incorporate products that I'm not almost finished. You know what I mean? Because like, it's more ideal to have these things better spaced out, you know? Like, I think I'd probably do 3 updates throughout the year. So I have the intro in December, January, and then like April, August, December, something like that. Or maybe 4 updates, whatever. But like, to be halfway through the year and to have finished more than half the products, like, that's just not a good allocation of empties. So anyways, good to know for myself for future. Last year, what I learned was that 24 products was going to be way too many. This year, what I learned is that 15 is not enough, or not enough updates, or whatever. Anyways, long enough intro. Let's get to talking about the actual products, because as I've said, there's already 8 empties. So there's a lot to talk about today. Of course, some of these you will have already seen if you watch my empties and declutter videos. I will link the most recent one here. And that's kind of more reason to do more frequent updates, because it's not as exciting if you're like, oh yeah, I already knew that you panned this. Not all of them. Some of these will be a surprise, but I want to keep these exciting. So So let's start with non-makeup for a change. I have 3 non-makeup products that I have panned, so let's talk about those. The first one is this Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. This was just part of the birthday set from Sephora, and I actually love these. I think I talked more in depth about them in the intro video. It's just hard to get everything out. Like, I had to remove this and like wipe around the side for a good long while, and there's still product in there, like not that much, but my preference is to be able to use up an entire product. For example, this product, because you can pour it out like that, I'm going to be able to use up all of this. Not so with these, but anyways, I really enjoy them. I might repurchase them someday because I enjoyed them so much, but this was not hard to finish off because it's only 15 milliliters, and because I like them. I think I would use these in the mornings, like every other morning or so. So yes, that was an easy finish. I knew that was going to be easy. The next one is this sunscreen from The Ordinary, the Mineral UV Filters SPF with antioxidants. This is the most white cast sunscreen you can get. If you love white cast, I don't think anyone does, but if you do, this is for you. If you don't, it is not. I would not recommend this. It's very matte, I will say that. Just glad that I put this in the project so that I was sort of forcing myself to use it up. I would only use it when I wasn't seeing anyone for the most part because it was that bad. So I'm just glad to have that out. The next one is this macadamia natural oil healing oil treatment for hair. So I would use this like sometimes when I just washed my hair and it was straight and I wanted it to look a bit nicer, but mostly when it was like second or third day hair like this and I had curls and I wanted to sort of make them look a little bit less frizzy. You see, you know, I have like a little bit of hair that's sort of sticking out, whatever, like a little bit of frizzy, so it sort of tames them a little bit, and I really enjoyed it. Now, this took me way too long to finish. I'd probably had it for like a decade and I just neglected it for a long time, so I just wanted to finish it off. Now that I don't have it in my collection anymore, well, honestly, I've moved on to this one, which is sort of the sister product. This is more of a conditioner than a leave-in hair oil, but I just treat it like a leave-in hair oil. Like, I use this on these curls today when I took them out of the bathrobe belt curls. It doesn't work quite as well as a hair oil, but when I don't have these anymore, like, I don't think I'm gonna bother to replace them. If something like this comes into my life, then that's fine, but I don't think it makes enough of a difference to my hair that it's really worth owning. So these products are fine. I'm sure for someone else they would be a lot more needed, but just not for me and my hair type. I'm just glad to have finished it. So those are the 3 non-makeup products that I finished so far in this Plan to Pan series. And let's talk about the 5 remaining makeup products. That's right, I finished 5 makeup products because of this Plan to Pan series. 3 of them are lip products and 2 of them are mascaras, which sounds like a lot in those categories, but there's a reason for that. The 2 categories in my collection that I would say I need to like cut down the most, declutter and or pan, are my lip products and my mascaras. I just have way too many of each. I think mascaras I'm down to like the mid-20s now, maybe like 25, but lips we're still in the 40s. Now I can justify having 25 mascaras. I mean, look at my username. Like, that's me. That is my favorite part of the makeup routine. But lip products, I have really tried to get more into lip products over the past year or so, and it has been working. Now, whenever I leave the house, I try to use a lip product, even if I'm home, get a nice little red on, or if I'm just having people over, like last night, I was like, gotta reapply this lip liner, gotta use it, and I enjoy that. But 40 something is still too many. So that's why I have a lipstick project pan. That's why I have mascaras in my Plan to Pan series and project pan. I just need to finish off these products in a way that I don't with other categories of my collection. Let's talk about them. Let's do lippies first, because these 2 lip products that I just finished recently, I haven't mentioned anywhere else. These are the Revlon lip butters in the shades Wild Watermelon and Red Velvet. First, I finished Wild Watermelon, and then I think about a week, maybe 2 weeks later, I finished Red Velvet. And this one, the lighter, the more colorful shade, I actually got quite a bit of use out of last summer. I brought it with me on trips, like I was really enjoying it, even though it wasn't quite my perfect shade. But then this one, though I thought I liked it, I would just never reach for it when I went out. So I ended up only using it at home. And I just have other products that I know I'm going to be wanting to reach for more this summer than this one. So it's like, whatever, let's just use it up while we're home. With both of these, they'll just go faster. And so I did it. Now I haven't dug out the remaining product. You can see that's still in there. I probably will. I don't know. We'll see how that goes in terms of trying to finish up the whole thing. So TBD on when I actually finish these two products, but for now we are calling that finished. I'm sure next update I will let you know if I have depotted it and if I'm working on those and what my goals are for those, whether to try to finish by the end of the year or if I've already given up. You know, if the next update is in 3 months, there's a lot of time before then. A lot could happen, a lot could change, but I'm just glad to have my final lip butters officially done because I don't want to think about when I got these. I think I started with like 5, and just over the course of the past few years, project panning, these are my final ones. I've got them down. Hi! Stick your head there. Okay, let's do the third lip product and then we'll talk mascaras. This is the NARS Lippy. I didn't know it was going to be finished, but look at this little like silicone nub. I can't get any more out of it. The product doesn't go all the way down, but I'm just glad to have finished this because I really, really like the color. This was beautiful as a blush. I didn't love it so much on the lips. I just found that it like faded really, really quickly, but as a blush, this was such a nice like neutral light pink shade. I do have other ones, so it's not like, oh, I miss it, I need to buy it again to use it as a blush. No, like I'm fine. I have enough blushes. I have enough cream blushes. But I did enjoy using it, so that's nice, because sometimes when I'm using these, I'm like, ooh, I just want it to be done. With that one, I was having a good time. So let's talk about mascaras. These two are quite different from each other, so let's talk about the one I finished first. This was the Mega Plush Volume Express. This I was using as a brow gel for a long time. Actually, a great brow gel. Let me just... Because the wand is so fluffy, it did such a good job of like lifting my brows. They didn't stay like that. It wasn't like, okay, we're frozen into place like that, but temporarily really, really great. Love the wand on this, but it had just dried up. I had revived it a few times, and after a certain point you're like, okay, like this is not a phoenix rising from the ashes anymore. This is a cry for help. That was a bit dramatic, but I decided to call this quits. With mascara, it's not objective. You're just like, okay, I think this isn't dispensing very much product anymore, so I'm gonna call it quits. But a different person might have a different opinion. Anyways, I thought that it was time for this one to leave, and it is the same with this one. This was the Milk Kush mascara. This, I actually really liked the effect on my lashes, but I mean, it's a non-waterproof mascara, so right there you already know the problems. It's probably going to flake, it's probably going to smudge, it's probably going to make your lashes go flat after a few hours, especially if it's humid out. And the longer I had this, just the more problems it had. It would get so smudgy that I would be like wiping under my eyes to get the product off, but it wouldn't really work, and so it would just look kind of like black and blue under my eyes. So then I would apply concealer to cover that up, but then it would just look worse and more cakey and blue. And so I would try like not using this on my lower lash line, just on the upper lash line, but it would still have the same problem. This was only like maybe 4 days where I had this issue, and then I was like, I cannot do this anymore. Even when I'm not leaving the house, if I just have mascara on at home and it looks this bad, like I hate it. So I like the effect on my lashes. I did not like the effect on my under lashes, on my under eyes. So for that reason, I would not recommend this. I would not say it's worth it. I know people love this, but just to me, non-waterproof mascaras, I know it's more of a hassle to have a waterproof mascara, but it's so worth the hassle in my experience. So I'm glad that this is done, because I'd had it for a long time. Same with everything here. This could effectively be my graveyard project pan rather than my plant to pan series, but no, that is it. So those are the products that I have finished so far. So 3 skincare / hair care, and 5 makeup products. So we've got 7 remaining products that I have not yet finished. So now let's move on to the products that I have not yet panned, that I have the remaining 6-7 months of the year to finish. So the first 2 are actually like kind of duos. What I mean by that is this other one, this set, I finished the hair oil first, and now I have moved on to the conditioner. As I mentioned, this is not an oil. Like, it's weird because it started out as a liquid, and because I've had it for so long, it kind of like dried up. Like the water is gone, and now it's just like a very thick kind of paste. Can you see that? I don't know. Oh, yeah, there it goes. So that's kind of weird, but it's fine. I use it on my hair the same way. I just sort of like tame any flyaways. I don't feel like I need it. Like, I will use it because I have it, as I said, but not a necessary step in my hair routine. So I'll be looking forward to when that is done, but it's so hard to tell how much is in it. I expect about that much, and because I only use it maybe like 1 pump twice a week, it's taken a long time. So I think this will be done by the end of the year. Do I think it will be done by next update? Realistically, no. I just don't use it frequently enough. The next one is, again, a duo. This came with the Glow Recipe Dewdrops in the Sephora gift. This is the Watermelon Glow PHA plus BHA Pore Tight Toner. I really do enjoy this, but at first when I got into AHAs and BHAs and salicylic acids and all those types of products, I think I was using them way too much, and it created more problems on my skin. And so I've really toned it down, and now I try to use them every 3 nights or so, and like a lot less product than I used to. And because I have this and the Paula's Choice BHA solution, you know, that black bottle that everyone loves, I alternate them, obviously. So yeah, I probably use this like once a week, and it's not very much. So obviously it's not done yet. I probably have a little bit of progress from last time. I will compare them, but yeah, hopefully I can finish it by the end of the year. That is my adjusted goal. Even though it says that this is an 8-month expiration date, like, I just don't know how you would use this up in 8 months unless you're really slathering it on your face, which I can't do because my face gets upset when I try to do that. So I'm just ignoring that 8-month expiration date and assuming that it's actually 16 months at least. Yeah, so not next update, maybe by the end of the year. This is why I think I won't have too many updates next time, which is unfortunate because I have 8 this time. 8 panned products. Anyways, the next one is this lipstick, which is what I'm wearing today. I'm gonna tough it up a little bit. This is from NYX. It is part of, I thought it was part of my red lipstick project pan. Maybe not, but look how much is left. I've definitely made progress on this. And this is one that I do think by next update it will be done. I don't know if I will be digging into this one because it's so bright and messy. Like, if I put it in a little pot and use my finger, it's gonna get messy, it's gonna get everywhere, so I don't think I'll be doing that. So I really only have, whatever that is, like half an inch left of product remaining. Really happy about that, and this is definitely going to be leaving my collection soon. Now, I don't think it looks bad on my lips. Like this, I like this look that I've done today, but it doesn't smell great, and also because it is so messy, I can't apply this if it's like a little bit before I like eat or drink, because it's gonna get, like, if I'm eating a piece of bread, I'm gonna get red lipstick all over the bread. If I'm drinking out of my water bottle, it's gonna like touch on the side, and then the sides are gonna start to smell weird, and I'm gonna have to wash it very soon. It's a whole thing. So I just need to be very careful with this lipstick. I do like the effect, but it's just not worth the price it comes with. So next time I'm gonna be saying goodbye to this. It got too hot, I had to put my hair up. But I just remembered that I'm actually tracking this, so let's see how much progress we've made. Not as much as I was hoping, but I did just finish off those 2 lip butters, and so I know that's where the majority of my focus, time, and energy was going. We are about here, so just maybe a millimeter or 2 of progress. But that's fine, I'm stepping it up for next time. This is gonna be my main focus for the next few weeks. And the next product is this other NARS one. We've got, again, a duo. We had the pinky NARS one, and then we've got the red NARS one, and as you can see, there's a lot more left in this one. And I had actually planned to wear this as blush today, and then I forgot. And this is kind of how I want to use this up, but it's just kind of daunting because it's like, it's so red, you know? So I can really only use a little bit, and if it goes badly, it's gonna be really obvious. It's not like when you use a little bit too much of like a nude pink blush, you'll be fine. With this, like, oh man, it's a lot, you know? So I have to be careful with it. But let's measure how much progress we've made on it. I don't think it's been very much because, as I've said, this has not been my main focus. Yeah, barely worth making a mark, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Pretty steady progress over the past few months. I can definitely step this up, and I think I'm going to. I am on this red lipstick project pan, so I need to be focusing on my red lipsticks. So these are the two that I think I'm really going to be trying to work on for the next month. Or two months. The next one is this all-nighter Urban Decay setting spray. I have actually really been enjoying this, surprisingly. I used it today, and not because I was like, oh, I'm filming this Plan to Pan series, so I should use it. No, actually, I've been using this foundation that I don't love. It's the Dior spray one. You've probably seen it in previous videos. It just looks kind of cakey on my face, and it goes okay with my cream products, but I usually use a powder bronzer and powder blush, and so I found that spraying this after I apply all of my cream products really helps everything sit well. And sometimes I actually apply this after I've done my powder bronzer, and it makes the powder bronzer almost work more like a cream, like it liquidifies it. I don't know if that's legit, but for a while I was like, wow, this bronzer is just like not working with my makeup. So I thought that if I doify things a little bit, it might work better, and lo and behold, it does. So I have really been enjoying this. Still a lot left. I don't know how much. I'm gonna say like there's this much left, but I'm probably using this like 3, maybe 4, no, let's say 3 times a week now, and before I was probably using it like once every 2 or 3 weeks. So I have stepped up my game on this, and I like using it. Being in the project has encouraged me to use it, and so I have found ways to make it work. So I love when that kind of thing happens, and that's why I do these project pans. Okay, 2 more products. We've got one mascara. This is the Clinique Lash something. This is a mascara, but I've been using it as a brow gel for a while now. I only do that with my mascaras when they have dried up to the point that I can, and it's not like a really thick black shade on my brows. I will just sort of swatch it for you now. Like, there's only a little bit of product left. If I press harder, more will probably show up. But yeah, I just very lightly press it through my brows, and that gives me the effect I want. This has a pretty good hold, and so I am enjoying it. I think this will probably be done by the time of my next update. I'm still liking it, but I think I can sort of see the end coming soon. So I think in my introduction when I was talking about this, I didn't like it very much because it was too dark, like it was dispensing too much product in my brows, but now I've reached the sweet spot. So I know that the end is kind of near, because at this point, like, there's not much left, and soon there will be nothing left. The final product is, I should have included this at the beginning because it's not a makeup product. This is more of a skincare, body care product. This is the Hemp Body Shop hand protector. It's moisturizer. There's so little left in here. Like, can you see? And I've had it in my purse for months now, which was useful in the winter because I could be like, oh, I have something with me. Like, I used to not be that proactive, and it was useful when my hands were dry to be able to use something while I was out. But my hands only get dry in the winter. Same with my lips. Like, in the summer, it's just not a problem. So I don't use lip balm or hand cream if I don't need it. Like, it probably doesn't hurt, so I could use it, but I just don't think to, because I'm like, my hands are fine. Like, there's no problems. But yeah, this probably has like 4 uses left, so I really just need to use it up. This is the main thing that I kind of forgot to use, but everything else I feel like I've been really good about using. Sometimes in my project pan updates, I'm like, oh man, forgot this was in the project. Forgot this was in the project. No, everything here I've done very well with, except for this. So this will be done for next time, and I'm gonna actually try to use it up over the next week while it's fresh in my mind that I need to finish it. Those are all of the products in this Plan to Pan update. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will try to update you sooner than I waited this past time. But let's talk about a book that I have been reading lately. So this is the Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. Now I just started this 2 days ago, so I'm only just over 50 pages in, but I can tell it's going to be a good one. It's very light, it's fun. If you enjoy mysteries, but you steer clear of ones that are more like gory or difficult, I feel like this would probably be a good one for you. It takes place in this little like cute retirement village in England. It's very British. And basically there's this group of seniors who love trying to solve crimes that were not solved by the local police. When suddenly someone who was like a contractor in the building that they live in their retirement village, is killed, is murdered in cold blood. And so they're like, well, it's a real case. It's our turn. Let's try to solve this. And yeah, hijinks ensue. So all the characters are super lovable and sweet, and just the tone that it's written in is light. It's funny. I love the way that this author is able to like make fun of his characters. They're all very clever, and it feels like they're a fun group to be around. So I would highly recommend this if you're looking for something light. I thought that this time of spring summer would be the right time to read it because I've been reading a lot of heavier stuff lately. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.